These are the 5 best PvP weapons from Seas of the Deep, and in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why, starting off with Nation of Beast. Nation of Beast is a 140 RPM energy hand cannon that you can obtain from the Last Witch raid. It's also craftable, meaning you can get enhanced perks like enhanced explosive payload and enhanced keep away. It also doesn't have to rely on rangefinder like most of the popular energy hand cannons. And as for the perks, I would personally go with explosive payload in the right column, keep away, opening shot, or perpetual motion in the left, accurized rounds for your magazine, and as for your barrel, extended barrel. But if you care a lot about handling, then small bore, arrowhead break, or hammerforged rifling might be more your speed. Now, moving on to my personal favorite weapon on this list, Different Times. Different Times is a rapid fire frame kinetic pulse rifle obtainable through Seas of the Deep activities. It does have some tough competition in Autumn Wind and Peace of Mind, both being rapid fire frames in the kinetic slot, but Different Times has the much better 4th column perk head seeker opposed to the Peace of Mind's moving target or elemental capacitor. And when compared to Autumn Wind rules with the same perks and has better stats across the board, but I like the sights on Different Times better, and Autumn Wind isn't craftable, meaning you don't get the exact rule you're looking for, and no enhanced perks. Plus, Frostbolt said it was good, so get rolled, nerd. As for the perks, I didn't make it that far into the Frostbolt video, so I guess you guys are on your own. On a real note, for the 4th column, I would recommend Headseeker. For the 3rd column, I would go with either Heating Up or Moving Target. Personally, I prefer Moving Target, but it's really up to you. Magazine, I'd go with Rico rounds, and for barrel, I would go with Extended Barrel if you don't mind losing some handling, and Arrowhead Break if you do. And lastly, I would go for Ranged Masterwork. Now, moving on to number 3, No Survivors. No Survivors is a 750 RPM SMG in the energy slot from the Ghost of the Deep dungeon. It's basically the Immortal in the energy slot, with very similar stats and the same rangefinder target lock perk combo that has been dominating the Crucible for the last 6 months or so. Both rangefinder and target lock are being nerfed next season, but I think they could still end up being very viable. Even if they aren't, you could still go for either Adrenaline Junkie or Elemental Capacitor in the 4th column and Surplus in the 3rd column. As for the barrel, magazine, and masterwork, Rico rounds is going to be your best mag, with light mag as a close second. Small bore and hammerforged rifling are going to be great barrels, but you can go for fluted barrel if you're looking for some extra handling, and I would go for a ranged masterwork, but stability or handling wouldn't be too bad either. Now, moving on to what I think is the best adaptive frame fusion rifle in the game. Number 2. Techian Force. Techian Force is another craftable weapon from the Last Witch raid. It's an adaptive frame fusion rifle with amazing stats and perks that yet again you can enhance. When I was using this fusion rifle for the video, there were so many times where I was shocked by the amount of ranges this thing really has. Once I fully crafted this thing, it felt like I was starting to compete with high impact fusion rifle ranges. The perks I would recommend to achieve that are high impact reserves in the 4th column, either slide shot, threat detector, or under pressure in the 3rd column, projection fuse for the battery, arrowhead break for the barrel, and a ranged masterwork. I seriously can't emphasize enough how good this fusion rifle really is. No other adaptive I've ever used feels quite like it, which should tell you how good number 1 is, Mercurial Overreach. Mercurial Overreach is an adaptive frame sniper in the energy slot obtainable from the competitive playlist. It has some of the best sniper perks in the game in the form of snapshot sights, firmly planted, opening shot, surplus, moving target, and elemental capacitor. It also has a very solid stat base and has stocks instead of an origin trait for even more stats. It's quite frankly the best sniper in the game, and that's saying a lot considering the massive amount of S-tier snipers we have today, like Uzume, Beloved, Frozen Orbit, Macabre, Adored, and even more. Now, let's hop into the perks. For the stock, I'd recommend short action and secondly composite. For the 4th column, I'm going for opening shot and then either moving target or elemental capacitor, and maybe vorpal weapon if you're looking to shut down some supers. 3rd column, I would go for snapshot, then either firmly planted or surplus, and maybe discord for some fun and control. When looking at the mags, I'm going for light mag firstly, then flared magwell, then Rico rounds, and lastly armor piercing and hind cow. For the barrel, I like fluted, but you could also go for corkscrew or hammerforged rifling. So there you have it, the 5 best PvP weapons from the Seas of the Deep. In my opinion, of course. If your opinion happens to differ, or you just have something you disliked about this video, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys a ton for watching this video, and have a wonderful day.